Hey guys, it's Bree coming to you with the B face, and today we have a little special topic, okay? Because I've seen so many videos lately come across my timeline talking about this Russell Wilson versus Future topic, which is not even Russell Wilson versus Future. It's some random man who said on an interview Russell Wilson is a square and that Future has swag. He also has multiple baby mothers, but that's, we'll get to that, okay? We're to Nick Cannon. But in the comments of said videos, you see a lot of comments talking about like Russell Wilson's only a hot commodity because he has money, and girls are out here rejecting Russell Wilson's in real life because they don't have money, and multiple things like that, right? And then we also have seen a lot of chatter about Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan and that whole situation. They're no longer together, the it couple, but I just wanted to talk about it because, I've done those Ready to Love reviews, and love and relationships are very interesting to me. And I'm curious about this. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is that I understand that social media represents a very small fraction of life in general, right? And that celebrities, we use them as examples because their lives are public. So we don't always get an insight into normal people's regular everyday lives. So social media gives us an insight into celebrities. We talk about them, whatever. Those people who are like, oh, I don't care, and why are we talking about it? Because it's there, and we talk about things, right? So I get that. And I'm very much convinced that the stuff that even we as regular everyday people put on social media is nothing compared to what our real lives actually are, right? We do highlights. That is one of the flaws of social media. We do highlight reels. We don't show the inner workings of our everyday lives, and people aren't entitled to that, so that's fine. I'm just saying that to put this in perspective, right? That this is just a portion, tiny portion of what's actually going on. So I'm looking at my notes, y'all, because I want to get the point. I don't want to ramble. So why are black men in particular? Because that is really what I see in the comments of these videos. Black men are upset with Russell Wilson or with women. What's new, right? But it's very much black men in the comment section upset because how dare Ciara be with this guy when she was first with Future, and Russell Wilson's a square and Future's so cool. So my first thought is, one, why does it matter that she is with someone who doesn't qualify as your version of cool? And two, why is your version of cool and swag and like not a square, right? Why is your version a trail of broken homes, lots of single mothers in the making, infidelity, lack of security in a relationship? Because both these men have money, both these men have careers, very successful careers. But you have labeled Russell Wilson, who is with one woman, children with one woman, married to one woman, kids in the house with him there. Why? Like, why do you care that you don't think he's cool? Like, why does it matter that Ciara is with someone that you don't think is cool? And why is the other side, like, why is that your version of cool? I don't get it. And Claudia Jordan, she mentioned this. She was like, that's weird that we say black people are not a monolith, and then we get really upset when someone doesn't adhere to the monolith, right? And it's so weird to me. I don't think Future is anything to aspire to. Yes, he is successful in his own right. Cool for you. But in the meantime, how many kids does he have? I saw an interview he did one time where he was like, if he ever gets married, like if that's in the cards for him, he would absolutely want to have more kids because he wants to have more than one kid with one woman because he has never had multiple kids with the same woman. I said, what? What? What kind of logic? Or what kind of lifestyle is that you're just around here just having kids with different people? And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you say you're the best father in the world. There is no way that you are present for every single kid because you cannot be there for all of them at the same time. It's a difference if you were like one person, you have all your kids with you. That's different, but there is no way that you are in every kid's life in the same capacity. Like, that is not helpful or good in any way. I don't know that anyone would think a string of single moms around the world. And didn't Sierra have a whole bunch of trouble with him and her kid? I don't understand why Future is what y'all want to be. I don't understand why Future is the standard of anything. I don't get that at all. And then the point about women not really choosing the Russel Wilson types in real life, and there's a whole bunch of guys like Russel Wilson, they just don't have Russell Wilson level money. I imagine most people don't have Russell Wilson level money. And I don't think that it's true that women are just bypassing guys who are of similar personality to Russell Wilson because they don't have money. I don't think most women are out here. Again, social media, man, like you can refer to that first point this entire video. I don't think that it's true that most women are out here just looking for a bag that they can't get on their own. I don't think that that's true, especially Black women, because from what I see, just in my life, I don't see women out here just looking for a bag that they can't get on their own. I don't see that at all, like with any of the women in my life. But I also think men have this idea that if you are a good guy, how dare someone reject you? Like, just because you're a good guy, a nice guy, cool, like in a Russell Wilson capacity, right? Like you want to be and marry one person, be with and marry one person. You want to have kids that you're in their life and active and present and all of that stuff. You know, maybe you're not rich, but you have a good earning potential, or, you know, you're ambitious and all of those things that same scene like Whitley Gilbert said. That kind of man is never poor.
You wouldn't mind if he was poor.
That kind of man is never poor.
For me, I just feel like, why do you think that just because you're a good guy, nice guy, you're entitled to me? I don't understand that. So what if nice guys are getting rejected in real life? That's just the dating game, isn't it? That's what I think. I feel like that's just part of dating. Not everybody's for you, vice versa. I don't understand that part. I don't understand that part. And there's another viral video of, I think it's like a couple of girls, and they were talking to this engineer, scientist, whatever, and they rejected him because he didn't have like much personality, right? I think that's what they said, that he just didn't have much of a personality. And oh, they tore them up in those comments and was like, see, this is proof because you have a nice guy right here and you just rejected him. Yeah, and you are not entitled to every woman you want just because you're a good guy, nice guy. It doesn't, those two don't equate. I don't get it. Ah, man. And so in the same vein, in the same point is the Lori Harvey, Michael B. Jordan debate, right? So it's really kind of a women versus men deal. So apparently, I'm not entirely sure, and I'm not invested enough to do much research, but from what I see on social media and from what I see in, other people's videos where they're talking about it, Michael B. Jordan wanted to marry Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey did not want to marry Michael B. Jordan, so now they're not together, right? I don't know if there was an actual proposal. That's what I hear, that he proposed to her and she said no, and so they're no longer together. So what I see on the internet, very much women are like, good for you, girl. If that wasn't serving you, if that's not what you want, good. You don't have to be with someone that you don't want to be with for real. Men are like, how dare you? Y'all say, oh, you want a good guy, and here's a guy who's a good guy, he's attractive, he's making all this money, he wants to marry you, and you say, no? How dare you? The comments be hilarious, to be honest. So that's what I see, right? Is a very much polar debate between men and women, right? Or polar stance, really, between men and women. I think that I'm more on the, let's say this. Another thing that you see men say is that this is definitely a double standard, right? Because if the shoe was on the other foot and Lori Harvey is wanting to get married, and Michael B. Jordan isn't ready to get married or doesn't want to get married to you, then women will say, oh, he wasted her time. I can actually see where that thought process is coming from. However, I think it's more so because men are generally in the driver's seat when it comes to things like this. Men are generally the ones who are in pursuit. So if we are in a, let's say, long-term relationship, at what point do you realize this is not what you want and you keep going just because you don't want to be by yourself? Then I would say, okay, now we talked about this, right? We talked about what we both wanted. And now all of a sudden, it's time for you to put up or shut up and you have nothing to say, right? I see where you're coming from, but I also see that there's a reason for that perspective. It's because men are generally the ones in pursuit. So if you are not sure, like, leave me alone. I don't know. I also would want to know how much conversation they had around marriage to begin with, right? I would want to know, like, I mean, I don't want to know. I'm just saying, like, in a situation where you're trying to formulate an opinion, I would want to know, like, did y'all talk about marriage? Did y'all talk about what you want out of life? Did y'all talk about marriage to each other? Did y'all talk about long-term plans with each other and not just in general terms? So I feel like that would give me a little bit of a determination of, oh, this person is marriage-minded and this relationship, our relationship is moving toward marriage. As opposed to we're just dating and seeing where it goes, right? I'm curious as to how many conversations they actually had about marriage. But I just think it's so interesting that these polar opposites occur. And I'm wondering how many black men really actually think like that, or if this is just, as I said, the little tiny portion that pops up on social media, and in real life, all these dudes are Russel Wilson squares, and you're just piping up on the internet because you can. Curious. But yeah, and I even with this whole Russell Wilson situation, back to that, I thought to myself, like, do I reject Russell Wilson types because they don't have money just for kicks? Because I know that that's not true. But I feel like for me, a lot of y'all exclude yourselves before we even get to earning potential. I think that people make it seem like there is one criteria, or maybe two, nice and money, right? There are those two criteria. And so if you're one and not the other, women are going to reject you. But I don't think that that's true. If I have a standard for what I want in my life, you could meet every single one of those things. But if there's something that is just not clicking for me, if there's no chemistry, if there's like no like attraction, and I'm not even saying like you have to look like Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is very fine. I'm just saying that there are so many other things that contribute to whether or not I want to spend time with you, or whether or not I want to date you, or whether or not we can even get to the point where we're talking about what you make, right? I just, yeah. I don't understand why people are so mad on the internet. I mean, that's nothing new. People are always mad on the internet. But those are my thoughts on the Russell Wilson future debate. And also the Lori Harvey, Michael B. Jordan debate. Those are my thoughts on those two things, because I think that they kind of merge in a way, because we're talking about Black people and how we do relationships, and what we value in relationships, and even a little bit how men and women differ in their thought processes or opinions, at least on social media, about Black love and relationships and things like that. So those are my thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. And if you have any thoughts on this, drop those down in the comments and we can chit chat. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.